Hello Taurus and welcome to my channel Attila Tarot. First of all, I would like to thank for all of you who have seen my previous videos, that you watch them, like them, share them, especially if you subscribe. I'm truly grateful for all of those great energies. And if you are new to my channel, I'd like to give you a big welcome. I am very glad that you found me, and I hope that this reading is going to be helpful for all of you. Today we're going to take a look at what kind of energies you can expect in the month of November in the areas of money, career, and finance. As usual, this is a general reading, so please take whatever resonates and leave the rest behind. So let's get started. In the center of your reading, you do have the Hermit. So the Hermit is all about uh, self-perspective. It is kind of rethinking our life, and you're kind of going far away from the world because you don't want to be bothered by everybody, and you just want to kind of rethink what is that you want, what is that makes you happy. You're kind of in this journey of self-discovery. From a money, career, finance perspective, I think some of you are kind of uh, rethinking what you want from life when it comes to your career. If you're in an existing job, you might be wondering, okay, is this really what I want to do? Is this the one that's my calling? Because the hermit is really going on this journey to discover his higher calling. Why is he here on the earth? What is that he was meant to do? Right, so some of you are rethinking your current position. Some of you are rethinking, okay, is this the company that I want to work for? If you're working for yourself, or you're freelancer, or you are having your own company, you might be kind of wondering, okay, is this really what I wanted? Right, so this is kind of like this self-discovery, and it is all about, like, some of you are maybe meditating, doing all sorts of practices that are kind of quieting your mind, because you want to get this enlightenment, the enlightenment that is coming from that light, right? Like normally you have the star there, which is kind of indicates our hopes and dreams, our wish fulfillment, right? So you're kind of wondering what is that you want from your career. That's your overarching energy. The reading starts with the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is one of the success cards, because this is kind of like one of those initial successes when you made all of your plans, and you are kind of waiting to see the results, whatever you've done, right? Like if you kind of look back the history of it, these adventurers kind of sent out their ships, and now they can see that the ships are actually coming back. So what does that mean? Let's see, if you are looking for a job, you might be kind of, sent out a lot of resumes, and finally you're kind of seeing some responses that, okay, we want to invite you for an interview, first round, second round. You're kind of getting hopeful because you see these initial successes. If you are working currently, this might be that, okay, you've been working on something, you kind of planted some seeds, maybe you're working on a project, you've done your research, and you've been working hard to do your plans, and you're kind of seeing the positive reaction from your coworkers, you're seeing the positive reaction from your boss, that yes, you did an amazing job, we like what you've been presenting. If you are having your own business, again, you kind of did the initial work, you did the plans, and you're kind of starting to see that whatever you've been working on will be successful, right? Like this is kind of like a new horizon when you are see that, okay, this is my new plan, and it seems to be that the plan is working. This is a card of travel as well, so maybe some of you are going on a trip, or that's kind of significant, but this is the card of going global as well. So some of you that have your own business, you might be taking it overseas, you're taking it global. So take it whatever resonates. It's a lovely card to have because it is showing that you are having some successes. And the next we have here is the card of the Justice. The Justice is the card of balance. It is also the card of equal give and take. Generally, it can be an indication of, like, you're balancing your life, so called. Like for some of you, just trying to get that inner balance, right? It's kind of connected to the Hermit in terms of gaining that perspective and being balanced emotionally, but it is also the card of balancing your life. Like some of you might be literally balancing your checkbooks, you're balancing your budget. Some of you might be working on a budget, right? Like it's budget time for certain organizations dependent on their schedule, right? It's all about balance. So some of you are working on a budget, some of you are making some kind of a big decision as well, because the Justice can be a decision, and generally it's a decision that is kind of in your favor, right? So some of you are making this life decision as well, right? With the Hermit, in terms of that can be very significant for you. Now the other thing with the Hermit, it can be not the Hermit, sorry, we're talking about the Justice. The other meaning of the Justice is that some of you might be going through some kind of a legal process, and if you do, the card is indicating that there's going to be some kind of a decision made in your favor, right? Like this is the card where you're getting whatever you deserve. Whatever you deserve really depends on how you've been acting, and if you've been good, you've been positive, you're going to get the reward for it. Like it is a decision in your favor, but like justice is kind of like not just necessarily means a decision in a legal perspective, and getting what you deserve in a legal perspective. It can mean also that you're getting whatever you deserve from a karmic perspective, that justice is being restored and balance is returning to your life. The next we have here is the Ten of Swords, which is indicating that a cycle has ended for you. Right, this is kind of like a very painful ending, but a new day is starting. Like, I'm not gonna kind of sugarcoat. Ten of Swords is never a nice card to have in a sense, because it is a painful ending, right? Some of you might have lost your job, some of you might have lost a business, but it is also a card that can indicate that you might have been betrayed, you've been stabbed in the back by somebody, and maybe that's why justice is being restored. I think the justice is kind of related to this ending. Like, if you lost your job, maybe you have to take it on a court, and you might be actually seeing that you're going to be successful with this. But again, like, Ten of Swords, painful ending, definitely. It's not easy to get over, but usually this ending is indicating that it is a blessing in disguise, in a sense that it's kind of helping you on the end. It is for your greater good to have this lifted. When you look at the original card, you can see that he has his hands in a blessing position, which is showing that you're actually better off being out of there if something kind of ended for you. And I think something new is beginning because the Page of Pentacles is here to bring you some kind of a news, right? Pages are here to bring messages, and the Page of Pentacles is bringing a message regarding to our material matters. Very great card, indicating some kind of a new opportunity coming into our life, which we should really grab it with both hands. Again, like this might be like a smaller offer, not necessarily the biggest one, but it is something that has a lot of potential. It can be also a contract, it can be some kind of a deal that might be coming in. I think it's kind of connected to your initial successes that we are kind of seeing, that your ships are coming in. I think they're definitely bringing back some money. And in terms of the Page of Pentacles, before we kind of get to the next one, it's very important to say that some of you might be learning something as well, because you kind of have this new horizon, and the pages generally, like very young, like they're kind of at the early stages of their career. So some of you might be learning something new, and but you're kind of doing a great job, because the Page of Pentacles is kind of like the very the teacher's pet, the best student that puts all the efforts in. And putting all the efforts in, we have here the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is showing me that you are working very hard on something. If you're looking for a job, you're definitely putting a lot of effort in. You're networking, you are not resting. If you're working, this is a card of teamwork. So some of you might be working in a great team environment, and this is the card of acknowledgement as well. So this is when they're recognizing the effort that you've been putting in. But the other kind of meaning of this card is building the foundations of something, right? So some of you, that you started something new, you kind of did all of your research, you're building the foundations, and this is a great card because it shows that there's going to be great success coming into you. Again, you might have you might be networking to kind of build up your practice, your business, your work. So there's networking seems to be a key component for you, whether within the existing company, whether you're trying to get a new business. Now let's see what's going to be the final outcome of this reading, but before that, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. That's an indication that the reading helped you, and you can also help me to grow the channel and to make sure that the message gets out to as many people as possible, so it helps them to guide. And for you, it is only costing a push of a button, so I hope that you already pushed those like and subscribe buttons. But I'm always very happy to read in the comment what's going on in your life. What is the new opportunity that's coming to you? What are you considering in terms of changing your career? What has ended? And what is this major decision that you're going through? But let's continue. I hope you can see that. This is the card of the Sun. The Sun is the most positive card in the whole deck, and out of the 78 card, you were able to get it. This is the card that indicating that things are gonna get better, things are gonna be brighter for you. This is the card that's showing us some kind of a positive change that's coming to you, some kind of a lucky break, when you're radiating, you're positive, you're happy. Like this is kind of like having it all type of energy. And when what's kind of very interesting for me to see that because the Ten of Swords is the darkest, right? Like you're kind of at the rock bottom, and then you're kind of going away to be on your own, to kind of have this little light to see in terms of like what is that you want, what is that, what is to gain the enlightenment, and look at what a big light it turns into, right? This can be your light in a sense that maybe you have to start all over. And start from the bottom, but you're able to grow into something big. So some of you, it might be that if you're working on your own business, it starts small, but it turns into something shiny, something great, something big. Right? We talked about going not public, but we're going like across the seas as well. So lovely energy. I think whatever you're trying to do, the Sun is indicating that success is here for you. And we have here the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is the card of a new beginning, right? If you wanted to kind of have a confirmation that something new is starting for you, the Ace of Wands is here to assure you. The Ace of Wands is this lovely new beginning, this new spark that comes into our life. When we look at it from a money, career perspective, definitely can be an indication of a new job, a new project, or it can be a step up, a promotion. Some of you starting your own business. It is always connected to our passions. It can be this great idea, this spark that comes to you that can turn into something big, something like the sun, right? You kind of have this spark energy both on the Hermit and on the Wands, on the Ace of Wands, that can become the sun. And the next card we have here is the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is kind of like a very interesting card. It's definitely not the most positive card because it is the card of conflict. It is the card of conflict where there's lack of communication. So couple of things here. If you are working, I think with the combination of the Ten of Swords and the Five of Swords, you definitely need to look behind your back because you just don't know. You cannot trust people there. Right? This is kind of like when people are doing everything they can for their own good. Like this is not, they just want to get ahead. They just want to get their goal achieved at every price, right? Like this is what the Five of Swords is, where they're just fighting and they want to win at no matter what cost. Like even stab people in the back. So if you're kind of in that environment, you definitely need to watch out for yourself. And then, you know, some of you might be feeling defeated. Some of you might be feeling walking away from this situation. And, you know, you might as well, because there might be some other opportunities coming into you. What's kind of interesting with the Five of Swords, there's kind of still more to discover about this card, but I cannot help noticing the contrast between the Five of Swords and the Three of Pentacles, because, you know, the Five of Swords is winning at all costs and step over people no matter what, versus the Three of Pentacles, which is the card of teamwork, right? So you have this kind of control opposites here, really, with very opposite energies. And then you have the Justice, where you have to kind of balance things. So maybe some of you are in this work environment where sometimes things are going really nicely, but then sometimes people are kind of jumping at each other's throat. Now the other kind of thing that's interesting with the Five of Swords, it can be a hard-earned victory, right? Challenge with, you know, the Five of Swords, that you know, people are losing, some people are winning, but at the end, not even the winners are not real winners. But again, like from that perspective, it can be a very hard-earned victory where you have to kind of battle yourself through a lot of wars, and you're kind of getting the victory that you've been kind of looking for. And I kind of that's something that really resonates here for me here, because I can see that some of you might have been hitting rock bottom and you've been kind of coming back, and you've been shining your light again, and the sun is coming out, and I can see that was not an easy for some of you. So in that sense, the Five of Swords can mean a hard-earned victory. But again, like my sun, one thing we need to kind of look at the sun from the perspective that maybe the sun is here to shine light on something that you might have known, that's to solve the problems, whatever you have. And when we look at the bottom of the deck, you do have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is kind of here to restore faith in you. Some of you might be losing faith, right? Because sometimes whatever is on the bottom of the deck is an indication of our fears, and you might be losing faith here. So I think have faith, because I think you're going to be able to achieve whatever you're trying to do. It's not an easy task. I can definitely see that it hasn't been easy, but you have the sun here, which is showing that success is coming to your way. So that's all I have for you. I hope that this reading helped you, and I'll be able to welcome you again.